Hi again, everyone. Welcome to the podcast, Love Letters to Pam. Also, welcome to those of you watching on the YouTube channel, Traveling with Jack and Pam. As always, remember, if you like what you're seeing or listening to, leave a thumbs up on the videos, and on the podcast, please leave a review from your favorite podcast provider. And above all, please consider subscribing. Either way, thank you very much. Hey, we're going to talk about something I've been wanting to talk about for some time now. I've actually brought it up in some of the other videos, but we're going to kind of focus on it today, a couple of different issues. And that is this thing of people giving advice. Oh my gosh, everybody's got an opinion. Yeah, yours truly as well. However, I always want to make it perfectly clear. I'm not a professional and I'm not forcing my opinions on you. All I'm doing is taking you through what my grief journey has looked like. All I've done is told you things that I've done to help make it better. I'm never one to tell you, you have to do this. It will change your life, because I don't know if it will. Because you know, when God created us, He created billions of individual people. We are all very, very different. Now, we may have some similar characteristics and things like that, similar likes and interests, but no two people are exactly alike. Even families with twins and triplets will tell you that. They may be twins and triplets, quadruplets, but they all have their own unique set of qualities, quirks, likes, dislikes. It's part of the human experience. It seems, though, that when it comes to widows and widowers, and even those who've lost children, lost parents, or someone very close to them, that people are really always ready to give you advice on here's what you should do. The problem is, 9 times out of the 10, they've not walked in your shoes. So what they think may be right for you may indeed be the worst thing in the world for you, or it could be the best thing in the world for you. However, it needs to be your decision, your choice, and what works for you. It's like we've talked about in the grieving process, and I see the comments all the time as well here on our channel. You know, there'll be not that many, but there'll be the occasional ones. Oh, Jack, move on. 3.5 years. Come on, put it in the rearview mirror. Oh, you need to do this. You need to do that. Well, I'm sorry. You only know me through a video. You don't know all the ins and outs of me. You don't truly know my heart. You don't know my mind. You don't know my history. You really don't know anything about me other than just these little talks that I give here on YouTube. So I guess, stop it. Stop handing out advice to people. I love what my friend Dave Ramsey once said. I'm not going to give you my advice unless you ask me. So if someone asks you for your advice, sure, you can give it, but also you want to let them know. Now, this worked for me. It may not work for you, but here's what I did. You know, we always want to get both sides of the story. A couple of the big ones that always come up on here, and I have, oh my gosh, it's because people don't watch all the videos, so they don't hear all my comments, so they assume that just this one video expresses everything that I have to say about grief and loss. But the one item that consistently always comes up is about, you need to get a dog. Everybody thinks a dog or a pet cures everything. And for some people, it has. Has it? For them, maybe it did. I'm not one to judge. For me, first of all, as I'm recording this particular podcast episode, I'm getting ready to go on the road for work. I'll be gone for 17 days. Now, how fair would that be to a dog? She's just going to have to go stay at some kennel or find a friend. And so you say, well, you get a little dog you can carry on the airplane with you. Really? I'm gonna go to business meetings and got to schedule my hotels around where the dog needs to be. I got to make sure the dog. So again, you don't know everything about me and my life. So a dog doesn't work for me. The other thing, and you'll say this is silly, is, you know, dogs, well, they pass away. after about the 10-year mark, 11-year mark, 12-year mark. And for a lot of people who've lost pets, they'll tell you that's a traumatic experience. Now, if you've been a pet owner and you've, lost a pet and they've got another pet and so on and so forth, you've learned how to roll with the punches, so to speak. But this idea of a pet solving all your problems and making all your sadness go away, well, it may not work for everyone. And I'm going to say, I love dogs. I love a puppy dog. They're great. Still not Pam, but I love puppy dogs. And yes, they use horses for therapy, especially with children. It's a beautiful thing. Eventually, though, even the children move on sometimes to different horses or different activities. The other one that everyone wants to tell you, and I hear from other widows and widowers that hear this nonstop, is you need another woman in your life. You need another man in your life. You need to get somebody else. Well, that's a very individual decision. And if it worked for you, congratulations on your second, third, fourth, whatever, wife or husband. We are happy for you. But again, that's your individual decision. It worked for you. It would be as if I went to a college campus and just started walking up to random people who I didn't know much about other than their first and last name, and maybe I'd seen them on a video somewhere, on a TikTok video, something like that, because younger people. What if I started walking around the campus going, you should get married. You need to be married. Well, that's kind of a blanket statement. I'm not so sure about that. Jesus was single his entire life, and he loved many out there. There was also a time when widows and widowers would never even consider remarry. And some people, because of their various religious beliefs, don't think it's the right thing to do. So when you're telling someone you need to get a new wife, you need to get a new husband, you don't know what their religious upbringing is. And you may not agree with it. You may think it's crazy. But again, you're not them. You're not them. And I have a good friend who once, he lost his wife pretty early in life, early in their marriage. It was during childbirth. It was a terrible thing. He then, though, raised his child all by himself with the help of friends and relatives. And she's grown up to be a beautiful, successful young woman. Throughout that time, people would tell him, you should get another wife. You really need another wife. And I love what he had said. What someone told me he had said was, I just don't want to do that. I don't want to go through the possibility of that kind of pain and loss again. And I understand that. I really do. But those people who were telling him to just go get another wife, they may not have ever experienced that deep sense of loss, of losing a spouse. And that's his choice. That's his and his one choice he gets to make without outside interference. I don't mean he can't make other choices, but when it comes to relationships, marriage, and things like that. And on that issue too of, well, just get you another wife. You just need to meet another woman. For me, and probably for you as well, Pam wasn't just a pair of shoes that I wore for a few years and wore them out and donated them to Goodwill and went out and bought another pair of shoes. It's just not like that. It's just not like that. Now, it's not to say that some of us may not ever meet someone else. We could, but we don't dwell on it. Now, it's not that we don't think about it. And that's the other thing. When people give you this kind of advice about get a pet, get another woman, get another man, do they really think we've never thought of those things? Really? Of course I've thought about pets. I've thought about getting a horse. I thought about getting a donkey after I went hiking in the Grand Canyon. I see other beautiful women and think, oh, she'd be great. We think about it. But it's our decision, not yours. So stop telling us what we need to do. It's like, too, we have widows and widowers who their loved one passed away in the home they're in. People immediately tell them, get out of that house, get away from those memories. I, for one, yeah, I did. I moved out of the home that Pam and I were in, that she passed away in, but I did stay there another 15 months. I took time to really think about it. And then I made the decision to make a move cross country. First went to Nashville. Stayed there for about 18 months. Everybody said, this is great. This is where you need to be. It was working for them. It wasn't working for me. So I then moved to Phoenix. It's working okay. I don't know if this is permanent. A lot of people now tell me, oh, you should move here. You should move there. They don't know, though. It's our decision. And that is the beauty of life. You're the one person that can make those decisions. And if you let others guide you and try and tell you what to do, you'll get in trouble, because you'll make those decisions and then you'll go, why'd they tell me to do that? No, just be responsible to you and pray about it too. I'm a big believer in prayer. Whomever your God is, pray to them. Ask them for direction and guidance. Now, someone always has that funny line of, well, you know, Jesus and Pam, they're close by. And I'm like, well, they're awful quiet if they are. You get the humor in that, I hope. But it's a tough road. And so for those of you that are watching that love to hand out the advice and love to put in the comments section what we should be doing, what I should be doing, just wait until I ask you your advice. Okay? Everyone out there who's experiencing this grief journey, yes, they're looking and searching for answers. They're looking and searching for moments of joy and happiness. And yes, you may be the person that can provide that. You know, simple acts of kindness, as they say. That's wonderful. Calling a widow, widower, a family that's lost a child, and telling them you'd like to take them to dinner. That's a wonderful act of kindness. There's no judgment, though. You're not telling them, you need to go out to dinner. No. You're saying, I'd like for you to be my guest, and let's go to dinner. Maybe you've got extra tickets to a ball game. Ask them if they'd like to go. They may say no to your invitations. But now don't turn around and go, I think you need to go. No. Don't do that. Just be a good listener. Hear them out. If they ask for your advice, give it in a kind and loving manner. And always keep in mind, in some situations, you may not have been there, done that. That's it for this program. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. You know the old saying, try this out on somebody sometime. Have a great day. Better yet, let's make it a better tomorrow. Bye now.